Hello and welcome. This presentation details a heuristic evaluation completed on the website for Founders Chowderhouse, located on Pensacola Beach, Florida. Tyler, Juan, Zach, and I are students at Florida International University, and together we make up Group 2 of the Spring 2019 Professional and Technical Writing for Computing course. Now you may be asking yourself, what is a heuristic evaluation? Well, a heuristic evaluation is a cost-effective way to inspect the usability of a website in a timely manner. This evaluation utilized the listed 7 heuristic principles from Jacob Nielsen's 10 heuristic principles. If you've never visited Pensacola Beach, you may also be wondering what Founders Chowderhouse is. This gym was established in 1979 and is a great hangout spot for tourists as it caters to all of their summer needs by providing access to food, cocktails, activities like volleyball, and even live entertainment. With technology being the forefront of traveling in today's world, tourists turn to the internet to obtain information about their destination prior to arriving. As Chung, Lee, and Rabjan explain in their article, The Impact of Electronic Word of Mouth, the Adoption of Online Opinions in Online Customer Communities, which was written in 2008, it is common for a person to seek out reviews online before consuming a product. Founders Chowderhouse's website needs to be improved in order to capture and retain a future tourist interest. As stated by Luna Navarez and Hyman in their article, Common Practices in Destination Website Design, which was written in 2012, it typically takes the person only 2 to 7 seconds to determine an initial impression of a website and only 50 milliseconds to assess a website's visual appeal. By obtaining a traveler's interest on their website, Founders Chowderhouse will more likely obtain the tourist business when they arrive. As I previously mentioned, this heuristic evaluation was completed by a group of 4 individuals, so adding together the assessed scores on each principle and dividing that value by 4 determined the total average of each heuristic principle. In order to be more uniform, we all use the same rating scale from 1 to 5, where 1 is the worst and 5 is the best. To jump into the heuristic principles used for the evaluation, let's start with heuristic number 1, match between system and the real world. This evaluator ensures that the website's language is familiar to the user and that information listed is in a natural order. At the bottom of this slide, an average of this specific heuristic is provided for each web page extension that the site offers. The first finding was that there was no option to change the language of the website, only English is supplied. According to e-commerce expert Warren Fowler, constructing a multilingual website allows the customer to feel more comfortable and demonstrates respect towards the user. The recommendation for this finding is to provide more language options, especially since the site primarily caters to tourists. The second finding is that the menu page doesn't provide sufficient descriptions and contains empty slots on some of the menu items. It is recommended to have the ingredients listed for each menu item and include the proper meal description. Next, it was found that the menu page has a category labeled Founders Fowls, F-O-W-L-S. A user may not know that fowl means chicken and may misinterpret it as fowl, F-O-U-L. The recommendation is to relabel this category as Founders Birds or simply Founders Chicken. The final finding was located on the gift shop page, where there is a category labeled From the Galley. A user may not know that a galley refers to the kitchen on a boat. It is recommended to relabel this category as From the Kitchen or For the Kitchen, as this will reduce any misunderstanding or frustration that may occur. Now I'll hand off the presentation to Tyler.
Thank you, Megan. Now for Heuristic 2, User Control and Freedom. This heuristic verifies that the website lists navigation links and exits appropriately. Below are the average scores for the extensions of this website. For the first finding, viewing the home page, a user sees an unusual list of several entertainment links, which all lead to the same page, entertainment. So, by changing this to a single page tab, it will make user controls direct and simple. Finding 2. Skip to content link is broken. It is slow to register and has unpredictable functions. so this button is bothersome and distracts the user from what is really important. Our recommendation is to remove this option altogether because it is more easy to scroll naturally downwards so not to be confused. For finding 3, information block is unusable, to be minimized or exited out of. Our recommendation is to have information block to be reduced or exited. If they want the block to be shown, or allow them to have more screen space to view the information. Finding 4, entertainment. This entertainment section does not provide links to band's information. So our recommendation is to link the band's name to their website or YouTube page. This will give the user the option to view more information about the band. The user will more likely decide to attend if they are not sure what type of music will be played. Now for Heuristic 3, consistency and standards. This heuristic confirms that the website's content is consistent and follows user standards. And below is the average for the extensions, average score. So for finding 1, the website background is inconsistent and distracting. As you can see, there are about 4 different backgrounds used throughout the site, and according to Business News Daily writer Karina Fabian, keeping the website simple is important because with many different background colors, it takes the user's focus away from the purpose of the website. For finding 2, gift shop merchandise images are poor quality. Our recommendation is to use higher quality pictures that give clean and large product previews. Our finding 3, for consistency and standard, menu images just to text instead of enlarging image. Recommendation is to have clickable menu image expand and become larger so that the user can read the items listed on the physical menu image. Now I'd like to turn it over to Juan.
Thank you, Tyler. The next heuristic is heuristic 4, recognition rather than recall. This heuristic checks that the website readily provides information rather than relying on the user's memory. Research by Rosen and Puritan suggests humans use cognitive maps to process information. The brain builds a unified representation to support memory and guide future actions. So it is best to provide on the website the information required for the user to make the necessary connections accordingly. Our first finding for recognition rather than recall is located on the bottom of Flounder's website, a list of social media icons without any names. For a user who's unfamiliar with these platforms, we recommend to mention above or below the name of the social media platform when the cursor is hovered over the icon. Our second finding is on the menu page, where we'll find a list of dishes, some with descriptions and others left in blank. We recommend images on certain specialty dishes. While a good menu description may help to explain the dish, an image may be more effective. Images can be a great menu merchandising tool for a restaurant. Our fifth heuristic is flexibility and efficiency of use. This heuristic certifies that the website caters to both novice users and advanced users. Since novice and expert users use the website differently, the website should be flexible and efficient to use for all ranges of expertise. For instance, providing keyboard shortcuts or accelerators can help users efficiently navigate through the website and complete the most frequent tasks. Our first finding for flexibility and efficiency of use is the search function. If you notice on Flounder's webpage, there is no search function provided for the user. And a search function is a useful tool for all levels of users, and even though Flounder's website isn't dense with contacts and difficult functionality, a search function is a useful tool to screen the entire website for a specific word or phrase. Our recommendation to Flounders is to provide the user with a simple search box on each of his pages to enter search queries. The search box should be visible and include search suggestions to avoid typos. Our second finding is on the menu page. While viewing the menu page, there's no way for the user to order food online for pickup. With how busy business gets in the summer, it may be more convenient for a customer to order food online so it's ready to go when they get there. So our recommendation is to include a way to order food online. Our third and last finding for flexibility and efficiency of use. On the website, it is difficult for a user to navigate to the employment application as there's no direct link to the employment application page. Our recommendation is to add a specific navigation link for employment application. This will allow novice users to find the application easier, and if a search bar were to be implemented as recommended on our first finding, a more advanced user would be able to search for it. And now Zach will be presenting the remaining heuristics and final remarks.
Thanks, Juan. The next heuristic is Heuristic 6, Aesthetic and Minimalist Design. This heuristic verifies that the website's layout and design provide enough information without overwhelming the user. Our first finding for aesthetics and minimalist design is located on the home page. This is the very first page that the user sees. When entering the site, a user would like to be able to easily navigate the interface. Our finding indicates that the menu toggle button is almost the same color as the image it floats over, and therefore is camouflaged and hard to find. Our recommendation is that the menu button color be changed so that it provides enough contrast where the user can easily spot it once entering the interface. Our second finding for this heuristic brings us back to the ideology of overwhelming the user. Our finding indicates that the menu option provides the user with two options that highlight the same concept. Concerts are indeed entertainment. This could be very confusing for the user. Our recommendation is that these two links be combined into one entertainment button since these two aspects deal with the same concept. Our next and final heuristic is Heuristic 7, helping users recognize, diagnose, and recover from errors. This heuristic verifies that the website assists users with entering the correct information and are otherwise provided with a status that lets them know which error was committed and how to go about correcting it. How can diagnosing errors be done, one may ask? Well, according to Alexandra Gavril, writer for technology design site 123reg blog, diagnosing errors on a website can be done by ensuring that every link works and also leads to the page it's supposed to. Why is what she said important? Well, another web design expert, Rachel Ray, writer and director for the UX blog, states that improving the experience of the user will convert visitors into leads, buyers, and brand advocates. What does this mean? Well, this means that the better experience the user has and fewer errors they come across, the more likely they are to return. The first finding for Heuristic 7 lies within the Keep in Touch section of the bottom of the home page. For the CAPTCHA entry box, which verifies the user is human and not a robot, there is no actual CAPTCHA provided. Our recommendation for this is to add an actual code image to the bottom of the page so that the user knows what to enter, and also allow the user to enter in information that has been entered incorrectly the first time around. Like David Travis of User Focused Technology says, a good user experience will ensure that the site makes it easy to correct errors. Our second finding is located in the contact page. When error checking this part, our team attempted to enter incorrect information. So I asked for a full name and we entered merely just a first name and the data was still successfully submitted. Our recommendation is to allow the users to enter whichever name they please. So instead of the label full name, the company should just put name as a label. This brings us to the end of our presentation. What does it mean? Our following slides present the citations for our team's references. Feel free to review these citations for the credibility of our sources and quotes. We thank you so much for your time and hope that you have found this presentation to be indicative of the necessary changes Flounders Chowderhouse UI is in need of.